All right, everybody, welcome back to the post. My name is Lucius, and today, oh man, today's our second episode, by the way. So thank you all for that. Well, guess what, everybody? My Chicago Bulls are 3-0. We are second in the Eastern Conference. Listen, we just won 97-82 versus Detroit. It was one heck of a game. It wasn't the slugfest that it was last time. There was a whole lot of offense. Not only that, but the defense was active, and people were getting past. We saw Lonzo put up 13 points. Not that efficient of a game. Neither was it for Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine had a poor game, 14 points only, with 2 turnovers, which is not great. But 4 rebounds and 5 assists is nothing to scoff at. It was really DeMar that led this team, 21, 6-6. That is fantastic. Not great shooting the ball, but no one really was. And so I commend the Bulls for not only being able to get a win, but also doing it while Zach LaVine is not currently playing well. That's something that I could not say for last year. Zach LaVine is someone that was necessary to the Bulls' offense. Even though we were winning 30 games, all 30 of those games had to come when Zach LaVine was having a good game. So I commend the Chicago Bulls front office for building this team, for building such a strong team. But I do see a lot of flaws coming in, and it was really from where I saw them fall based on their performances from the other parts of the entire game. One part of that was the fact that they were completely out-rebounded, 42 to 53 rebounds. Defensive rebounds also killed them. But I think that's somewhere that, they're going to have to improve on. I don't know if they have to make trades, if they have to do a little bit of development for their younger guys like Patrick Williams and them to really figure out how well. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I was right. 53 to 42. I was just making sure. I think they need to develop their guys. Maybe they have to make a couple of trades. I don't know about trades because I like this roster. But I heard Stacey King say it while I was watching this game that this team is athletic, but it's not big. It's really small. Despite having, a big point guard in Lonzo on a big center, 6'11" is pretty average for a center these days. Not only, and then you've got small everywhere else. You've got 6'7" Patrick Williams running the power forward. Then you got 6'6" DeMar running point forward at the small forward position. And at the 2, you've got 6'5" Zach LaVine. This team's going to get a lot smaller when you get to the reserves. When you get to Alex Caruso, 6'4", you've got Kobe White, 6'5". This team is not big. But I don't think that that's something that they really need to worry about yet. They will have to, though. Even though this team is really athletic, and I enjoy watching them, run the break and get out there on transition, I don't think that they're going to be prepared for it when I said, just like Stacey King said, when they come against Joel Embiid, when they go against Nikola Jokic's, Kevin Durant's, these 7-footers that dominate everywhere they go on the rebounding ends, they're not going to be able to hold them down very well despite their athleticism, right? So this is something that they're definitely going to have to work on. But currently, I think that that's completely fine. The fact that this team is still winning despite all these flaws also shows how well they've picked up this team and really ran with it. I'm going to Zach LaVine's stats right now. Currently, in the 3 games he's played, 27 points. 3.5 rebounds is not great, but 27 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. 59%, 56% rather, from 2-point attempts, 45% from 3, 93 from the line, 52% just all around in field goals. He's playing some of the best basketball in his life behind a couple of years ago. DeMar DeRozan, 22 points, 45% on 2-point attempts, 25% on 3-point attempts, but once again, we're not looking for DeMar to be a shooter. He's not a guy that we're coming in and bringing in here so he can be a shooter. We're looking just for that old DeMar, that guy that can drive to the basket and make his plays and make sure that everyone gets their hands on the ball. We've got Lonzo Ball just to put up a triple-double with no turnovers. just a couple nights ago. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists on 57% from 2-point attempts, 35% from the, that's wrong, 45% from the field, 38% from 3. The person who hasn't gotten off to the hottest start is Nikola Vucevic. 13 points, an amazing 13 rebounds, 4 assists, but shooting 35% from the field, 25% from 3, and then 75% from the line is not something to dwell well upon, right? I mean, that's something that he's definitely got to improve on. But at the same time, I wouldn't expect them to worry about it. It is the beginning of the season. Not everyone gets off to the hottest start in the beginning of the season. I'm not too worried about it. Nicola, keep doing your thing. Zach, keep doing your thing. You guys are all doing great. So thank y'all for starting off the season well, and go Bulls. I just looked at this, and it said Tony Bradley is the best player on the Bulls for per 36 numbers. Since he's only played 2 minutes this entire season. So his averages are 36 points, 36 personal fouls, 18 turnovers, 18 blocks, 18 rebounds, shooting 100% from the field. But I think that the Bulls are in for a great season this year based on how well their chemistry is shown, how well they've been playing together. I wasn't expecting this. I was definitely expecting something like the 2017 Bulls, where you've got that talent, and I'm taking the Bulls here with D Wade and Rondo and Butler, but you weren't sure if that team was going to get along well, and we saw that in 2017 they didn't get along well. They needed Rondo to kind of orchestrate an offense run by, previously run by D Rose and Jimmy Butler, but instead, as soon as Rondo broke his thumb. Up 2-0 against the first seed, they completely lost momentum. Completely. D Wade at that point was something like 35. So he wasn't able to, carry this team through what seemed like, a very dogged Boston Celtics team led by Jason Tatum and all of them. I think that I thought that this 2021-2022 season was going to be a lot like that one, where we weren't sure if the chemistry was going to play out, but it seems as if it has, and that's something that's really surprising to me. That's something I was not expecting to happen. Like, seriously, it's very impressive. I think the Bulls will have to think about contracts later. DeMar DeRozan is making $26 million a year. Nikola Vucevic is making $24 million. Lonzo's making $20 million, more than Zach LaVine actually, which is a little funny. But nothing to scoff at. Absolutely not. I think they are in for a big, big team that will probably make a run in the playoffs, I will say. Next, we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers at Atlanta Hawks. No, Atlanta Hawks at Cleveland Cavaliers, rather. This was not a pretty game for anyone playing, except for Evan Mobley and Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio ended up with 23 points on 3 for 7 shooting from 3. Not something very Ricky Rubio-esque to do. Not much of a shooter. 9 for 15 from the floor, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. All defensive, by the way. Evan Mobley ended up with 17 points, 11 rebounds, just 1 assist, but 4 blocks, 58% shooting, which isn't great for a guy that is known for being in the paint and, kind of dominating there, but it's still a very good run for a guy that has been doing very well. He hasn't been shooting well from 3. That's expected also. He isn't much of a shooter, but I think he can work on that in his years coming, and I think that he can really improve on where he left off. Colin Sexton only 12 points on 35% shooting. Lauri Markkanen has not had the greatest Cavs debuts, I would say. In the last 6 games that they've played, he has not been great. That includes preseason, by the way. He has not been great. He got dunked on by Devontae Green. That is his only highlight. And his projection so far, let me see at his stats, only 11 points on 30% shooting, 27% from 3, 75% from the line. He's looking just a little nervous, but I think that he can perk it up and, absolutely get on that Cavs bandwagon, I would say, and push them towards more victories than they had last year. I think it was a smart trade by Cleveland to give up. Who did they give up? Larry Nance for Lauri Markkinen. I think that was a pretty smart trade. The only problem is I think that Larry Nance brings just slightly more defense than Laurie does, but either way, Laurie is much more of an offensive threat. Trae Young did not have the greatest of games. Shot 8 for 22, 36%, 16% from 3. Obviously didn't miss a free throw. That's kind of Trae Young's thing. Clint Capella only had 10 points. Not the greatest showing for him. 5 for 12 from the field. Missed both free throws. And considering this was a 6-point game, I think they would have needed those free throws. Same with John Collins. John Collins missed all of his threes and missed both his free throws. After that, no one had above 8, so I don't think they're really important to talk about. Next game, Miami versus Indiana, which went to overtime, where Indiana outscored them 5-16, which is amazing. Jimmy Butler, 19 points, not great shooting, but there was a hero, and his name was Tyler. 30 points on 43% shooting. 25% from 3 is not great, but 30 and 10 rebounds is something that you're going to have to look at for an upcoming star like Tyler Hero. He was not great last year either. He definitely choked, I would say, in the playoffs. Kyle Lowry did not dress that game, so he couldn't play. Bam Adebayo had 17. Great play from him, 16 rebounds. Not the most efficient game, but he was on target from the line. 5 of 6. Duncan Robinson, 14 points, 4 of 9 from 3. After that, no one had above 5. For Indiana, though, oh man. Chris Duarte, the rookie, leads their team with 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Not great shooting, but that's expected for a rookie. Malcolm Brogdon with 18. 5 for 19 from the field, and 0 of 7 from beyond the arc. Not the greatest game for Malcolm. But I think that, but like I said before, it is the beginning of the season. Some people don't get off to the hottest starts. So, Malcolm, keep doing your thing, man. Just make sure you don't get too comfortable taking those contested shots that don't go in. All right. The next game was fantastic. I saw I said Clapers. I said Clakers, rather. Like Clippers and Lakers. No. I saw Clippers, Grizzlies. That was a series to remember. That was not a series to remember. It was a game to remember. John Moran had 28. 28 from the third-year player. 75% from the line, 53% from the field. But the big story wasn't Ja. The big story was PG. 41 and 10. 4 assists. 60% from the field. 5 of 12 from 3. Made all his free throws. Come on now. The entire team sold. 1 of 8 from Terrence Mann. Come on, Terrence. You just dropped 39 in the playoffs. I want to see that again. Every day. Luke Kennard, okay game. 3 of 7. Isaiah Hartenstein, 5 of 7. Great job, Isaiah. Nicholas Batum, 1 of 5 from 3. Could not be me. 1 of 5 from 3. Could not be me. Reggie Jackson, 7 of 17 from the line. 41%. Not from the line, from the field. 41% on the game. Eric Bledsoe, 27%. And I believe it's just his second game as an LA Clipper. And then Marcus Morris with 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. This entire team sold. And I don't want to hear anyone else's mouth when they say that Paul George is awful or that he can't come up in the clutch. Because this was only a 6-point game. This is not a team that. This is a team that was still expecting to make the playoffs. They have not been doing well, but Paul George has. And if they end up making the playoffs, I would expect Paul George to be an MVP candidate. Anyway, that is everything for the day. Thank you all for watching, and peace. Goodbye.